All right. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's three people here already. So I'm late. I apologize. I am I'm streaming for the first time on this. Okay, there's one now. Thank you for here briefly. I don't know what I did to offend you to disappear so quickly, but it is well. Those of you who do remain, it is well. It's the first time I'm streaming straight from YouTube Studio. So if the quality is bad, tell me. If the sound is bad, if just tell me in the comments to say that this is not working out, then I will jump to my other streaming application. As per usual, those of you who come for the first parts, I apologize in advance because this is a time for me to sift through people. To sift through people. Okay, I actually cannot. My messages are tiny. I cannot read them at all. Cannot read them at all. Okay, it's a bot running. It's fine. For me to read the messages on this one, perhaps I should not have opted for this particular live, but it's fine. We'll go through it and then we'll see at the end of it how well it performed. So it is a bit of a test on. Hey, Miss K, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome back. I'm gonna try to read your messages. God bless you. Okay, it is well. So I can kind of still see your messages. It's just it's gonna be a little bit harder. A little bit harder because this particular stream is not meant for cell phone. But it is well. Let me get in the spirit, as usual. Always be in the spirit. Always be in the spirit. Particularly for the word, not even really particularly for the word I'm about to release. Not even necessarily for the word particularly. I was a little bit nervous about this topic. A little bit nervous. At some point or another, I felt like, this may go in a different direction altogether. But my nerves were settled. My nerves were settled, and I will tell you why later on. I hope you guys know what it is I'm talking about. The devil, the serpent, the enemy, the dragon. What else do you call him? Whatever else you call him, the enemy. We'll just call him the enemy of the Lord. And I'm gonna call him the enemy. He's not your enemy. He's not your enemy. He's the enemy of the Lord. So, and I do need to emphasize that because the battle is the Lord's. The battle is the Lord's. When I'm dealing with this particular one, looks like I'm gonna jump straight into it. Usually I buy time at the beginning of my videos, but looks like today I'm going to go straight into it. I'm going to go straight into it. It is the battle is the Lord's. The battle is I got you playing on my computer. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you, Ms. K. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I would say that Sarah Moranon Rade Kezurodoshia. Your gifting is from God. So as much as I'm thanking you, what you're doing now, and I appreciate the fact that you're doing it for me. And I see that. And I was even saying when I was going through the comments that you even watched my previous videos. And those would be those videos for the quality's sake. For the quality's sake, it put a lot of people off. But you watched and you learned and you gained something from it. The purpose behind that. Partially because yes, I didn't have the necessary equipment to record the greatest of quality of videos. That's the first part. But also partially because God was not necessarily focusing my attention on how good it looks or how nice it sounds, because that's what the church now is moving towards, the packaging. The packaging. So the package looks nice. It's like a gift, let's say during Christmas. So the package is nice. The package is very attractive and it brings people towards that gift because it looks beautiful on the outside. But as soon as you unwrap it, as soon as you open it up, and that's unfortunately the reality of the spiritual realm right now, and how churches are really disappointing people. I hope I'm not one of them. I hope I'm not one of them. But once they open up that gift, there is nothing inside. It's void. It's void. So churches are so focused on the outward packaging that they forget to fill the inside with content, real content, spiritual content. And yes, so unfortunately, some of my videos, and I would encourage you zepranea zokada jebrondoro zopradere nembradea. Sorry, yo. Just before that fell down, the one who I am talking about arrived in the room, so I'm not surprised that that happened. I'm not surprised that that happened. I hope I didn't scare anybody, and I hope I won't scare anybody going forward. But you heard my tongues prior to the phone falling, and I think let me actually explain that a little bit. Things do not happen by happenstance. Things do not happen by happenstance. So my phone just fell, for instance. Now, obviously, those in the world will say, okay, that's just a chance encounter. That's just because you didn't set the phone properly on the stand, or this or that or that. They will explain it logically. They will explain it logically, and that's where the church is right now, and also the world is fine because that's exactly what they want. They don't want the spiritual side. They don't want you to tell them that the reason why they're going through what they're going through now is because something spiritually is misaligned. They just want to think that in terms of logic and in terms of merane pranderologia, okay, God said just continue to flow. I'll find my words. You know how I do. You know how I do. God is testing me as well. Or I was saying for you, you are supporting me and I thank you, but more than that, you're supporting yourself and you're supporting your ministry inside of you. So this time that you're giving to me, I appreciate it fully. And again, as you would have seen on my previous, the time you're giving to God and for God. And that's why I would encourage you to say, if the spirit is not leading you, because we can also do things in the flesh and in there they may appear to be spiritual. They may appear to be spiritual. So if the Spirit of the Lord is not leading you to watch or to be where I am, listen to his promptings because it means that there is a place somewhere else that he would want you to be. And that's something I learned the hard way growing up in church because I was in a place and for a particular season, it felt as if I was growing spiritually and my spiritual leaders were giving me the right food. And in all likelihood, they were. But at the same time, they were also limiting me. And I'm not speaking against church leaders per se, necessarily. But I'm saying because the issue is not them. The issue is not the church leaders. The issue is us who are comfortable and complacent and who are not who are not being challenged to get out from that seat. Because when you're sitting and you're listening to your preacher preach, it's very comfortable. You just hear the word, say you're blessed, you go home, and you go about your daily duties. But if you're standing and things are required from you when you do stand, because you'll be seen and there'll be an expectation from you, that is where many a Christian, so let me focus on the church, many a Christian choose not to go the responsibilities because of the responsibilities. Is my video lagging? If it's lagging, as I said, this app is not necessarily for mobile use, and I'm forcing the issue. I'm forcing the issue by going mobile here. Is it lagging? If it's lagging, please do tell me because it means I just need to switch on to my other app rather. But anyway, let me carry on. as you Embrodosa, Aska Brashiro, or Amandrodosa. Where was I? So the church, you can be so comfortable. And I'm still speaking about the devil, by the way, or the enemy, or the serpent, or the dragon. But I'll call him the devil for this particular recording. For this particular recording. When you're complacent, and when you're just seated. And then that's why when I speak to even you who are alive and the people that I have ministered with or ministered to prior to this, I always say, I am not God's spokesperson. I do speak on his behalf, yes, and I do speak about him, through him and for him. But he has his own voice. If you can type that, greatly appreciate it. God has his own voice. God has his own voice. You can with your phone, switch your phone. You just switch your phone. Sure, I'm not sure what that statement is, but anyway, God has his own voice. God has his own voice. So I'm speaking to you, yes, and the voice of God is coming to you through me. Yes, that is wonderful. But God's voice, the voice of God, and we spoke about that in my last life. The voice of God, and I can't really express what it feels like to hear God speaking to you. It's the most beautiful thing. So then let me actually move there because I can actually feel his voice pulling me up. And that is the comfort I have. And that's how I was saying, initially I was afraid to release this word, but as soon as I realized that God is inside of me, greater is he who is in me, greater. And even that word greater is he who shupra arra sapradoro. So Father Almighty, oh Rabesia, oh Lord God, oh Rakibrene, your presence is like nothing here on earth. Father, we thank you. Father, we thank you. Anyway, I was here for a brief second. He was just saying he's here. That's whoa, God Almighty. Meradu prenera. Yes, so God was just saying he's here. And God's presence is mighty. Oh man, if you ever get into the spirit and just move around God, I mean, there's nothing like it. Can I even explain it? And I shouldn't try to explain. I want you to experience it for yourself. I want you to experience it for yourself. So God is just saying, I need to move out the way so that he can manifest his presence upon you. So as I'm speaking about God's presence, that's why I'm standing like this. I'm trying to give him passage. As I'm speaking about God's presence, I want you to feel him in you, on you, and around you. Also, I also want him to speak to you.